Hey everybody. So today I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what is, to me, the most requested issue that people face. It's what people request of me the most, at least, which is how exactly do I get my model, so like a backend model, either that I've already trained or a pre-trained model, onto my website very specifically. And then so that's exactly what we're going to do today. I have a backend model that I've trained, and then so in this instance, it's Vertex AI. And then also I have a website, and then so this is my website, and then so what our goal and what I'm going to show you is essentially how to get essentially the backend model and connect it directly to our website, and very easy and as quick and easy of a process as we possibly can within that. And then so starting off within this, I can give you kind of like the 30-second version of exactly how to do this. And then the 30-second version is very, very straightforward, right? So essentially, you see here that we've got, so I'm on the Vertex AI page, I've got my trained model, and then you can see here that there's this API reference, and then so if I click over and then I do the API reference, I can very specifically send an HTTP request, right? And then so I can copy and then paste this over. And then so thinking about this request at like the very top level, when we started off with, to me, it's important to start off and like think and plan through a job like this, right? Think about it like an engineer would. And then so very specifically up front, this task, it might seem kind of like difficult or like a lot of steps or things like that, but really we want to do two things. We want two steps within this. We need to create a front-end interface to communicate with our model, like a GUI, so like some sort of user interface, and then we need to communicate with the model on the back end, and that's an API call. So two really simple things. We need an HTML call, and then in order to create that API call, we're going to utilize JavaScript. So we already know up front this is going to be HTML and JavaScript, and then we already know up front that it's two tasks, right? Task one, UI and the GUI. Task two, actually ping the model on the back end. So with that in mind, let's jump into it. And then so if we want to essentially solve all of this and wrap it up very simplistically, we can go here to what I clicked onto the API reference for Google, and then it'll give us essentially the like what we can copy here, and then we would do some configuration to this. But then so if we have our UI already set up, and then we just want to directly ping the model with nothing else, we can just directly append this code to our and do a literal HTML request to our website, right? So going back to our website, in this instance here, this is Namecheap. It could be WordPress, it could be whatever, and this is like their site builder, right? So it doesn't matter what generally it is, right? GoDaddy even like, but GoDaddy is like stay away from GoDaddy, but like no matter what you choose, you're going to have the option to do an HTML editor, right? And then so that's what we want, and then so that's all that we're doing here is doing like a very simple like HTML editor, like HTML edit request directly within the website. And then so here I'm going to close the preview out, and then we go to the website here, and I click on that element. And then so very specifically, what we're looking at there is just HTML code, right? And then so that's what we want, like the step one of this, create that UI, that user interface. That's what I've already done here. And then so we could essentially, all I would need to do is essentially where it says like end script here, I would just need to like in between the end script, so like right here, just put in like the code, like the I think I already have it. No, I don't. Sorry, but the code that we have and we were looking at here, the paste this right here. I would just need to paste this in and then edit it, right? And then like we'd be good to go. And then I would be able to make my post call directly from here and take action. But so I want to essentially show you kind of like a step further from this. And then so in this instance, I like to know what this full process looks like, right? Like what's the full end to end, and then so I want to show that for you real quickly and real simplistically. So step one is, again, we want to create our front end interface. So very first thing is that we know that that's HTML. So then I go here to my website, HTML. I'll create custom code, and then I have my custom HTML already laid out, right? And then so I'm going to cancel this and then go back to that preview. And then so this is going to show you and essentially give you what we were looking at up front. And then so this is the UI part of it, right? And then so to me this is 90% of it, right? Which is what exactly of what we want to do in this instance, because we've already got the model trained on the back end, everything like that's already set up and configured on that end. We just need to make it configure and talk to here, right? So we've got in this instance, our interface, and I can say, hi, how's it going? And it's going to go, but it's not going to connect to anything, right? And then so that's what we need to do, and then finish up on the back end there. And then so in order to do that, essentially our process is it's a 3-step process, and that's what I want to iterate to you up front is that it's not the easiest thing to do up front if this is all brand new to you, because I essentially need to utilize 3 systems in order to do this. I need to utilize terminal, which is like my command terminal, in order to actually run and execute code. I need a text editor, and then so in this instance I'm using Sublime Text, but you can use whatever text editor that you want. Built-in text editor for Mac or for Windows works fine. Text edit, anything like that is totally fine. And then also we're going to be utilizing Postman. And then so Postman is very specifically postman.com, how we'll be making the API calls. And then how you can test out and make sure that everything is working as far as pinging your model in this instance, right? And then so very specifically, what I can tell, as far as an in-depth walkthrough, that's not my point for this video, is to give you in-depth, but to walk you through this. What I can tell you is that I did go through and I went through this entire process with ChatGPT, right? And I went through and I can you go through and actually complete this process with ChatGPT, and will it give you proper instructions? And the answer is yes. And so I was able to walk it through and then give it everything that it needs. And then so up front, I did, if you notice my chats within this, they are some sort of long, right? Some of these I'm trying to scroll through and show you, especially this one here. Now, this is a very long chat, right? So I'm feeding it a lot of information within this chat, but I'm feeding it documentation, just so you know. I'm feeding it things like from here, and then here's a perfect example, right? I just copy and paste the straight up documentation. This is Google Cloud, their documentation, Vertex AI, and then I'm straight up copying and pasting this over to GPT-4, and then asking it questions, and then getting it to essentially get me through all of the steps that I need to go through here. And then again, it's a terminal process. So here, it's lots of execution, right, as far as the terminal. And then I need to create the app.js file on using my text editor. And then I do that. And then once I create the app.js file, I need to save it. And I'm saving it in my app. So I'm creating an app that I've created in my terminal. And then in my text editor, I save the app file that I want it to pull from. And then once I have the app file that I want it to pull from, then I can go over to Postman and I can ping that specific app file. And then so those 3 steps are what allows us to complete step 2 on the back end, which is to ping the model, right? Or we can do what I showed you at the beginning of the video, which is this step here. And directly ping. We've already got this set up on an inference endpoint. We don't have to worry about servers, anything like that, because we've already, in this instance, a Vertex AI, AWS, Hugging Face, etc. It's already taken care of for us. We're just literally pinging the model. It's literally just this simple of copying and pasting this code over, right? So it's a matter of, do you want to host this locally and then deal with your own server issues? And then so you're dealing with essentially that 3-step process on the back end, plus a lot more security and everything like that in order, as far as your full back end process to get this all up and running. Or you're using a provider, in this instance that we're looking at here, like Vertex AI, and they're taking care of it for you. And then so the Vertex AI route here is honestly a lot simpler overall as far as the route, and like Vertex AI or AWS or etc. I don't want to pigeonhole it into Vertex, right? But just overall, whatever you choose, this is going to be a lot simpler method as opposed to going through in this full setup that I did in this video. But I want to show you the full process as to what it is, right? Because again, I like to understand exactly how it works on that full end-to-end. And then so hopefully this has been useful for you to understand that process and that full end-to-end process as well. And then hopefully this is a good and simplistic overview for getting your hands onto and understanding, at least on a basic level, how to get your model from your back end to your front end. Nothing else beats hands-on experience at the end of the day, including watching a video. And then so this is, to me, hopefully like a little bit of encouragement and then a lot of education. So if you like that type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.